welcome back to Tacoma. This is Phaedra Redifer. I'm filling in for Amanda Westbrook. Amanda's not feeling very well today, so I'm filling in and I'm delighted to be here and welcome all of you to the show. We have a very big lineup today, and I'd like to go ahead and jump in and get started because of the amount of guests who we need to talk to. And first today, I'd like to introduce all of you to our representatives from the Boys and Girls Clubs of South Puget Sound. And joining me on the couch today in the first position is Christy Garner. You're the Director of Operations for the Boys and Girls Club. Welcome.
Thank you.
And we also have Kayle Ent'e. You are the 2018 Youth of the Year Program Award recipient. Welcome and thanks for joining us today.
Thank you.
And then we're also joined by Jade Cooper. You are the 2019 Youth of the Year Program recipient. Well, welcome, ladies. I'm so glad you're joining us today. We have a lot to discuss. The Boys and Girls Club does an amazing amount of work with all of the youth who you all touch, and I'm just really delighted that you all are here, and certainly for you, Christy, you have a new role. Tell us about what you're up to now at the Boys and Girls Clubs.
Sure. So I was just recently promoted to Director of Operations. I've been with the Boys and Girls Clubs of South Puget Sound for about 9 years, previously working as the Area Branch Director for our Kitsap and Mason clubs, and I'm excited to be in this role and continue the amazing work our clubs are doing.
That is fabulous. Congratulations. I'm excited for your new position, and I'm sure you will continue to contribute so much to everything that the Boys and Girls Clubs do. And one important piece, of course, is the Youth of the Year program. We would love to hear more about that. How did it get started? Who does it serve, and who does it benefit?
So Youth of the Year is Boys and Girls Clubs of America's premier youth recognition and leadership program. Our candidates embody the values of leadership, academic excellence, and service. And judges score our candidates based off of their essays, interviews, public speaking, and their overall application.
And how long is the application process from beginning to end with the selection process?
Sure, it's several months. We usually get started around September, and then it culminates into our Legacy of Hope event in February. It's coming up on February 28th. And so it's a several-month process where they start working on those essays, preparing for those interviews and the speech that they give in front of a pretty large crowd.
And for someone who's served the Boys and Girls Clubs for so many years, and you will continue to do so for so many to come, what's your favorite part about this one particular program?
I think for me, it truly is seeing the impact of our programs, seeing the mission lived out in each and every one of our candidates with their personal stories, their hopes and dreams for the future, and seeing them, their hopes and their potential fully realized as they're about to embark upon a new journey and becoming citizens and contributing to the communities every day that we're serving.
And Christy, can you tell us how many people typically apply in any given year for the program?
That varies based off of each location. You can have anywhere from 5. There's really no limit on how many can actually apply if they meet the eligibility requirements of their club membership and just their commitment to club service and community. And so then we start that process with identifying, going through the local process to identify those candidates that then come together to represent their local branch and then to the competition with South Puget Sound.
And I can imagine through this entire process, you probably get a really good in-depth understanding of the candidates. Would that be true?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. You really get to see their life from their perspective and how the Boys and Girls Club has truly impacted them and affected their future and what they will be giving back to their communities as well.
And I would have to imagine, regardless if they're chosen as the Youth of the Year specifically, simply just applying to the program, even being so far as selected as a candidate, and then obviously to go on to be the selected candidate, there's really a benefit from the very beginning to the end, and it keeps going on from there. It's not necessarily a one and done, and it just is kind of a faint memory, but it really is something that helps build their confidence, their self-esteem, and reminds them of why they are who they are and what their potential is. And I know that you have some candidates who you want to talk to us a little bit about. We'll have those up on the screen so everybody can see who this year's candidates are.
Excellent. We have a very excellent group of candidates this year, ranging from our Pierce, Kitsap, and Mason clubs. Between all 7 of them, they have a combined 43 years of club membership experience between all of them. We have 4 seniors, we have 1 junior, and 2 sophomores this year. So it's an incredible group. Very impressed with them already and can't wait to see them perform their speeches at the event next week.
That is so fabulous, and I'm sure this is a really tense time right now for everybody, real anxious to know what the outcome is, but again, I can imagine the experience has just been ever so rewarding. And talking about experience, Kayle, welcome back. Again, you were the 2018 Youth of the Year Program Award recipient. Welcome. What have you been up to since then?
I've been working and going to school. I plan on majoring in psychology so I can become a future clinical psychologist. And I'm taking 3 classes right now, and I'm working part-time as a full-time student.
Way to go. That is fantastic. And Kayle, tell us a little bit about what it was like for you to go through this process, the application process, and then even once you were recognized as the award winner.
The application process, I was a little stressed at first, and it seemed like it would be an overwhelming amount of work to do, but the whole thing went by super fast. It was a breeze, and I had a lot of help and support from my mentor, Miss Ashley, and other Boys and Girls Club staff. I had people reading my essays and giving me a bunch of input, and I just had I met a lot of great people, and I still talk to those people today.
That is so wonderful, and I would have to say that's probably another huge component of why the program just exists, is for all these benefits, these fringe benefits that you're getting just by going through the application process. So for someone who may be looking at an opportunity of applying to the program, what would you say, what advice would you give? What would you encourage folks to think about as they consider the application process?
I would say to just do it. I know for me at first, I was very stressed. I thought the whole thing was too much to do, but it's really not. There are a bunch of people there to help you. There's a bunch of people that are supporting you along the way, and the reward, the outcome is much better than it's what you see. The whole thing is just an amazing process, and you just meet a bunch of great people. You make a bunch of great connections, and there's people that are lifelong friends for you, and people that you get to talk to and see all the time.
That is so fun and interesting to hear from you, because I think in today's society there are so many pressures.
Yes.
And you don't know which way to go and how to go about doing things, but to know that just as soon as you considered this application process, you were already surrounded by a team of individuals who were there to lift you up and see you through the entire process. And I'm sure it's shifted your way of thinking and your self-esteem and confidence in terms of recognizing that anything is possible as long as you reach out and don't give up in the process.
Yes, it's a very eye-opening process, hearing other people and their stories and the struggles that they've gone through and been able to overcome. And it makes you realize that you're not the only person and that there are people you can talk to.
Oh, I just love it. Such great, great work. And Jade, congratulations. This is a big honor for you as well. And you are representing the Al Davies branch of the Boys and Girls Clubs of South Puget Sound. And what was the process like for you these last few months? I'm sure it's exciting to have it wrapped up.
It's been stressful, but it's been very rewarding. I've had support throughout the whole thing, and I know that it's preparing me for life later on after school and after this process.
And how has it directly impacted you as a young person today?
I think just the club, but also the program as well. I've had mentors all of my life, so having them being there and supporting me and knowing that I can talk to them no matter what, their support has been very helpful, and it's inspired me to be a mentor later on myself.
That is wonderful. And as a result of this too, I'm sure, post-high school work, what's on your horizon? What would you like to share with us as to what you're planning for?
I will be attending Kennesaw State University in Georgia, and I'll be majoring in business and marketing.
Congratulations. And so my question would be, and I think we're all curious, did you have that vision prior to starting this process, or did that evolve as you went through this process and recognized even more so what your potential is?
I had the vision before the process, but I think it's been made stronger through the process because I've been feeling more confident in the work that I've been doing.
That is wonderful. And I'm sure your family and friends are ever so proud of you. How did you celebrate once you knew that you were selected?
Well, we still have to go through the process.
Oh, but do people know? Like your immediate family.
Yes, they know that
Okay.
I'm the candidate for Al Davies.
Yeah.
They've been very been very supportive, and they've been there. I know they're watching right now and cheering me on. So.
That is so incredible. Congratulations. And I'll be so excited to follow your track, your successful career track, and obviously always remembering here what Tacoma's meant to you and what you've done here in Tacoma as well. And Christy, I'm sure a program like this is a pretty significant undertaking. It doesn't just happen. Lots of people are involved from the back end side. Who would you like to thank in terms of being able to create and develop this program here at the local level, and then all the individuals who make this program possible?
Absolutely. I want to first thank all of our staff that do the work with our youth to get them prepared and make sure that they are ready for this process. And so it really does start with them at the club level. And then I want to thank all of our sponsors, especially Patriot Fire Protection as our presenting sponsor, for making this possible. And
Legacy of Hope is coming up. Any information that you'd like to share with us about it?
Yes, it's next Thursday, February 28th at Hotel Murano. And at that moment, we will hear who is the Boys and Girls Clubs of South Puget Sound's winner for Youth of the Year. And then they will go on to compete at the state level. And
is this event open to the public? Can anybody attend, or how can somebody participate in the Legacy of Hope?
We do have availability. You can look on our website for more information there. If you want to make a donation or find out more about that event, you can find that information there.
And I'm sure this last week of all the details is crunch time for all of you, and I'm sure you're waiting in anticipation of being recognized in front of everybody, and I'm sure it will be a fantastic evening. And so then after the Legacy of Hope, you obviously will continue with your work, and you will as well, Kayle. And then Christy, what does that look like for you then after the Legacy of Hope next week?
We'll continue to get our candidate that was selected ready for the state competition, and then we will follow them along in that process and cross our fingers and believe that hopefully we'll have the next winner.
That is fabulous. Well, I commend all of you for your hard work. Good luck next week. What a fun event that will be. And again, the Legacy of Hope will be next Thursday. That will be February, remind me?
28th.
February 28th, and it will be at Hotel Murano. And again, congratulations and great job on your achievement as well. And I appreciate all of you being here. And Christy, certainly I do want you to come back and tell us more about what the Boys and Girls Clubs have cooking for this year.
I'd love to. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And don't go away. We'll be back and we'll talk to our friends with the South Sound Sustainability Expo coming up at the Greater Tacoma Convention Center. We'll see you back here in just a few minutes.